No. No, no, no. It is one of the words that we don't like to hear, and also one of the words that's maybe sometimes very hard to say for some people. I used to be one of the person who have trouble saying no, because I don't know. I feel like I don't want to disappoint people, or I want to be a part of the group. Sometimes I may say yes to things that I don't really want to do, or I just slightly maybe don't want to do. And it feels kind of, sometimes it feels like shit afterwards, you know, when things don't go your way and stuff like that. But yeah, no is such a word that is so hard to say for people that people sometimes just like go along with the flow. Sometimes it is peer pressure, and sometimes it's insecurities. Sometimes you have people pleasing tendency. Sometimes you just want to be a part of something, and sometimes you just have FOMO, and you fear missing out something, and then you say no, or you don't say no to things, and yeah, that's kind of hard, right? And it is a topic that I like to talk about today, because saying no to things you really don't want is standing up for yourself. People have a hard time standing up for themselves when people pressure them. Just say yes, just come along, just do it. One more drink, things like that. And I do get why people don't go past from that, or people get stuck in that position where you won't say no, right? To things you don't want. But one day, sooner or later, people will have to realize that saying no is like respecting yourself. You are respecting your decisions, respecting your anything, your health, your time, your attention to things that clearly that's not meant for you. And it is important, to say no at times. Because sometimes people can start taking advantage of you if you're a type of person that always say yes, always say let's do it, and then later on you feel drained. There were times like that where I will go places and I don't know, do things, and I will be like, yeah, I could have said no, or I was like, I wanted to say no, but I didn't. Why? There's plenty of reason why. One of the biggest reason is I just didn't want to say no to people, because I feel like it takes the fun out of things, or like it takes, I don't know, it makes them feel like they won't like me anymore. Maybe there we go, people pleasing tendency. Things started changing when I started saying no, and I don't know, things don't go as you thought it would. It wasn't that bad. It's okay to say no. Just do what you want, and then slowly, there will be more things you say yes to, and then you have things that you like open up to you or come to you, opportunities, and you have to say no to things that you don't want. I'm just, at one point just confused why people won't say no, or like when will they ever start learning to say no? But it is also important to not say no all the time. Sometimes, if you're free, you can say yes to certain things, because life is something like, new opportunities comes and go. Sometimes you want to say yes to things when you're free, and then you have to be selective about what you say no to and say yes to. Sometimes you might be having a bad habit that you always say yes to, but you don't know. Yeah, I guess it takes a lot of realization and self-awareness at some point to know what you want to say yes to and what you say no to. It is hard to start saying no sometimes, but once you start doing it and you start being aware of what you're saying no to, I think that's a great place to go. Yeah. Sometimes it is better to say no